Hello and welcome to Partnership Publishing Podcast. I'm really excited to be here today with our latest debut author under Magic Mouse Books, Karen Henton of Meet the Snozzeralls. Welcome.
Thank you.
You are welcome. I have it here with us today. The fabulous Meet the Snozzeralls book, illustrated by the wonderful Sarah Lee Wills of Happy Designer. And I thought I'd start today with just reading the back blurb. So for those of you that are listening and you can't actually see the book cover, see the Snozzeralls, you are missing out because it's something completely new and unique, even the characters themselves. So we have Meet the Snozzeralls, a family who live in the face of a human being. In this adventure, great-great-granddad McHooter asks the Snozzerall children to go and find out why. Is it much too loud? Come along and join Snozzy McHooter Jr., Snozzeralina Ballerina, and Snozzerella Bella Boo on their quest. Meet the Snozzeralls is an imaginative way of teaching children the anatomy of the facial structures, a series of fun-packed children's books about the Snozzerall family and their adventure. So easy for me to say.
A bit of a mouthful, wasn't it? It's the names.
It is the names, absolutely. But that's what's so fun and inspiring, like with this book. I mean, I remember when we first received the submission from you, and we just had a ball. I mean, it was nothing we've ever received before. So maybe in a few words, just kind of share with us where the inspiration, where the idea came from.
Well, when my youngest daughter, Rebecca, was very small, we used to read lots of books. She absolutely loved books. And we read so many that we got to the stage where it was like, I'm going to have to make some up now. And she wasn't very good at sleeping in her own bed. So I used to lay with her to get her off to sleep, like probably most parents do.
Yeah.
And we'd make these stories up and we would laugh, absolutely laugh, crying, laughing. And we came up with the Snozzeralls, which basically is this little family that lived inside the nose. And lots of people are like, oh, they're like little bogies. Yes, they are exactly that, with outfits on and names. And that's how they came to life. And all of those, the first story really is just to introduce them, so that you know who each little character is and what they love and what they don't like. So so that's how it came about, really, to see if I could get my little girl to sleep. She's 18 now.
Yeah, I mean, gosh, time, isn't it? I mean, I think, this is where the best ideas sometimes, are made. And I think with the Snozzeralls, it just rolls off the tongue. I mean, obviously you have fun with all of the different character names, but the Snozzeralls, I mean, it does feel like family to us now. And we've been on this journey now with you for the last kind of year. And I guess it's been, it's like embedded and ingrained in us, and we do know what great granddad's doing, and we do know, Bella Boo. And I think it just becomes natural for us to get to know these characters, because they're very real. I think, as much as they are, it's part of a book, it is very real. It's been the depth is there, I think, is what I'm trying to say.
They are actually based on people.
I've never actually asked you this question, Karen. So are they?
No.
Yeah.
Snozzer Mama is me, basically, because I love baking, and hence the apron and the straw hat.
Yes, yeah.
That is basically.
I'm going to keep it here
now.
So I don't know, for those of you that can see, we've got a real nice close-up shot now of the book cover, which is just brilliant, kind of meeting all of the characters, like you say, bogies of the nose in a human face. But I'm just going to keep turning it round. What we absolutely love with this book, and the way that Sarah and Happy Designer have illustrated it as well, it's so interactive. So what we find with anyone and any child kind of picking up and reading this, I guess it's kind of been established from your original intention and vision of having that nighttime read, getting the child off to sleep, and just having something that a little bit more fun to, I guess, kind of engage them. Yeah,
absolutely. And it's more about feeding the imagination. Now, I haven't said anywhere in the book that they're little bogies.
No, you haven't.
No, but I had some feedback from some people that have read the book, and their first thing was, oh, we get it now. They're little bogey family because it's called the Snozzeralls and they're in the nose. And I'm like, yes, but I wanted them to come to that assumption, because children, for me, reading is feeding the imagination. And I think children's vocabulary, and they learn so much through reading and enjoying it, and enjoying the illustrations and thinking, oh wow, yeah, I understand that now.
Yeah, 100%. And I think something we've not touched on yet is it's educational as well. It's very informative. You know, as much as, you know, we're having fun and we're kind of meeting all of the characters, I think, let's not forget to mention the educational aspect of it all, and where these adventure stories are going to lead on to, you know, how many more adventures are they kind of going to go on?
Yeah, well, this is the first book in a series of 6. The other 5 are all just as much fun, and each book is a slightly different adventure. And they will be hopefully soon. We'll be on the second book, but
don't give any spoilers away.
I don't want to give any secrets away.
No, it's a very exciting time here at Partnership of Magic Mouse Books. It is for Karen and Happy Designer likewise. But just to give an idea, again, for those that can see, whether on YouTube or wherever, but just the beautiful kind of illustrations that we get to experience, very cleverly written. I mean, as you can see, you kind of got the nose and they're kind of peering out, and you do get a good sense of where, you know, educationally but also visually, like, so not just with the text, you do get a real good sense of like a face anatomy, really. Maybe more so than we have experienced in children's books before, unless it was a scientific, you know, you're learning book, as in non-fiction, whereas it's unique in the respect that it's kind of crossover with that.
Yeah, and it's a play on, oh, that's inside the face, you know. So I think it is quite unique.
It is, isn't it?
For children and parents, and I've had quite a lot of parents that are reading it and are laughing out loud, and they've asked me some of the words. Oh, well, you've put eustachian tube, and it's like, yes, because that's what it is. I've put the sinus, I've put tonsils in there, because I want children to know that that's the correct name for parts of the face, so they understand.
This is it, isn't it?
Yeah,
when
definitely.
You're reading, it's kind of, it's subtly introduced, it's like woven throughout. It's not like
No.
I mean, I guess it's obvious in a way. Like I'm just reading. I'm just for example, I've kind of opened this page up, but we have like we've got Snozzerellina ballerina. Go and find out and take Snozzerella Boo Boo and Snozzy McHooter Jr. with you. We will have to climb through the cilia hairs in the nose. It's much too dangerous. So already you've kind of straight away, you're introduced to more technical language, I guess, specific, and then you're going straight into the sinus cavities. Let's stop here and have some fun on the trampolines. They're very pink and squishy. So you're already then learning, well, you're going into the sinus cavities, but you're already then getting a feel for what they are, what they feel like. It's very clever. But again, this is so much fun, and it's bouncy. It's much too bouncy. So you've kind of got that fun element. They all need a lie down, so they've all taken
They're all in their hammocks, but that is their bedtime routine is they're in their hammocks, but the hammocks are in the eyeball room. And you'll see more of that for the other books that come, because they actually all go to bed in their hammocks, and
amazing.
it's in one of the eye walls, so it's quite unique in that respect.
This is it. And again, like in the eyeball room, I mean, like you say, the kind of as it grows, the character development, the actual stories, and where the writing takes you, I guess, like it just naturally, like, when do you get the inspiration? I guess obviously originally it was created from a need, a necessity, to write the story, but do you find a certain location, type, place, headspace, how do you feel most relaxed, or to let inspiration grow?
I have to be motivated enough to want to do it. I actually don't type it out. I actually use paper and a pencil, and I make it into a book for 32 pages, and I write each one on each page, and then I go back and edit, and then I go back and edit again. And my thought process is very erratic, and I need to slow down. But once the story's in there, I'm off, and I've done it, and then I have to go back over it. And I suppose this year has taught me that you have to be patient. I'm not very patient. I want to do everything 100 miles an hour. And I think it's taught me that I need to slow down a little bit and gather my thought process, but to start with. But then everyone's different, I suppose,
it's true.
I am not a great drawer. I can draw, but I'm not an illustrator, but I can draw what I want, and I know what I want the characters to look and feel like. And I suppose, working with Sarah, I wrote down every single piece of information for each character, and she came back with the initial drawings in black and white. I was just blown away, because it absolutely fitted what my head. And I
wanted to ask about that. I mean, what an incredible process and journey. Like, so, and this is why Sarah is so great, genuinely, because it's like anything, isn't there? There's illustrators and there's illustrators. It's the same with publishers. It's the same with anything in life. But I think she was able to really magnificently create characters from your imagination, because it usually, if you're drawing a dog, who's a character, and obviously it changes slightly. The anatomy is that the structure of what that needs to look like is kind of already there. But what Sarah's created is something completely new. She's completely created characters she's created the Snozzerall family. And I think, like, that must have been really surreal.
It was. I actually felt like that she was in my head, and on absolutely the same wavelength with me, and I was just blown away. Snozzerella Bella Boo is based on Rebecca, my daughter, because she was slightly tomboyish, and and she came back. The others were all in black and white, and she came back in colour with Bella Boo, and I was just absolutely, and I was like, and I just cried, because I was like, oh my God, look at it, it's come to life. It's come to life. But I was very lucky. My eldest daughter, actually, I didn't even know what illustrator to use, but my eldest daughter, Louise, sent me a link and said, you need to look at this. You need to have a look. And I looked and I thought, wow, yes, I can see
how that could work.
Because I wanted the inside of the face. Yes, you can see there.
I'm just showing some more images as we're talking, because I just absolutely love flicking through the book, and there she is.
But
it is amazing. I'm just trying to, I don't want to give too much away without ruining it for people. All the pre-orders have gone out as we're currently recording this, which is a very exciting time, and we know that kind of pre-launch parties happening. So Karen, it might be quite nice for you to share. You do live in Spain.
Yes, I live in Costa Blanca South. And so logistically, it's a bit of a challenge. However, it's nothing we can't overcome. I quite like challenges.
And you've got the gorgeous location, to be able to have these parties. The party went really well. I know you absolutely loved the launch party. I mean, I love this one. Let me just share this one on screen. So this is amazing. It's like what I'm sharing at the moment is another page. So I've got Snozzer Dada says, the water from the crying will dissolve the earwax rocks. You will then be able to get through the eardrum to the outer ear. And again, like Sarah's imagination, so she just had these words from your story. And she has created this scene of literally earwax rocks and like in the environment. And then, I love this one actually, them peeping out of the ear hole. It's just so wonderful. It's just got such
vivid imagination in it. And
I mean, for her, but also for you to be creating it in the first place. I mean, they do escape the head as well, you know, so they I mean, there's no limit to their I think the biggest thing for us was that cross tandem with educational as well as fun story, innovative, imaginative character development. So I mean, so you went through the process, you found Sarah, these stories were kind of coming alive. How did you find it when you first received kind of book in book form? How did you kind of find that moment when it was really real, you know, like you'd been working on something for so long?
Totally overwhelmed. Totally. I just sort of sat here with it and was like, oh my goodness, look at this. And then read through it, and then it was like, I need to show people. And then it was like, I'm really excited, but are people going to like it? Are they going to love it? And it's a real strange mixture of being really excited, but on the other hand thinking, oh my God, you know, are people going to love this book? And it's only when you get out there and speak to people at the book launch, it was like, wow, Karen, did you do this? Oh, and they were saying things like, we know you, and you've written this, and you're signing the book for us, and we can tell our grandchildren that we know you. And I was like, oh, okay. Wow. And that was a surreal moment for me. And then people say, oh, you're an author. And I was like, well, I didn't know. Well, yeah, I suppose I am.
It is that surreal moment, isn't it? It's that transition from writer to author, and that awareness that you start to pick up, because you remember, like, it's such an impressionable age, isn't it, when you're younger and you meet an author for the first time, or you meet someone that's produced something and created something that's then in physical form. It's a huge inspiration. I guess absolutely, it is a big thing, inspiring for them themselves to know that they can one day do it. And I think the more you are open to that, whether it's school visits, whether it's physical appearances, book signings, talks, all the fun stuff that we can actually, I guess, like work towards now, it's like you'll start believing and hearing that now as well, because you're going to be open to that.
I'm really looking forward to doing school visits and getting engagement from children and giving them the opportunity to feed into that imagination and coming up with ideas for books they could write, because I think children have a wealth of information and imagination inside them. It just needs coaxing, and they need to be able to express it. And I think things need to be fun. Educational, yes, but fun. We have, you know, it's been such a tough time for everybody. You know, and you need to get back into that, because it's, you know, I want it to be exciting, and you know, I love this. I could do this.
110%, Karen, you as the author and the Snozzerall family to kind of be your background, you know, and your kind of driving force. 110% fun is always going to be there. And I think what's going to be so amazing is that because you're coming at it from completely different avenues, books that kind of like schools that want to be in contact, you know, kind of any kind of event, you know, for a book signing or even a virtual kind of workshop, it's so different and unique and quite niche in that respect. yeah, we'd always, if you're listening now, or you think that your school might be interested, or you're even a parent yourself and you just want to know more, or how you can maybe contact us, please do, because we can, obviously we've got direct communication with Karen, or contact Karen direct. So we will, in the description, put the web address. What is the actual direct web link, Karen? Would you be able to just share that now?
My web link is www.karenhenton.com.
Perfect. So it's follow Karen as the author for the whole series. As well, just a question that I just feel inclined to ask, Karen, would you give anyone else that's maybe feeling like they've got a story in them, or not sure if they should write it, would you kind of encourage people to kind of go down that route of publishing, or writing at least their story? Yeah,
absolutely. I've already had a couple of people contact me and ask me how I've got this great idea for a book. How on earth did you start to do this?
Yeah.
And I said, I will help you. We can walk through it. I don't need to know what your idea is. It's how the process to get it on paper, how you feel about it. Is it one book? Is it a series of books? And I've had quite a few people approach me and ask me, and I think that's fantastic, because it's a massive sense of achievement. Yeah. And I think everybody's got a story in them.
Absolutely, everyone does have a story, and it's worth sharing and getting it out there in the world. Absolutely. Oh no, an absolute pleasure. So I guess on that note, please, if you're listening, if you're watching, please expect fun with Karen Henton and Meet the Snozzeralls. Please do fall in love with the Snozzeralls as much as we do. We absolutely love it. We can't wait to release it to the world. It's pretty much available now. We're just waiting for that publication date as we're recording, but as we go live with this, it will be completely available to buy worldwide. And enjoy the adventure. Follow Karen. I've already mentioned that, but please do, because follow the journey. Follow us on social media, Instagram. I know that Karen would love to hear from you as well. So thank you so much, and thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and thank you for being with us. Today, Karen, absolute pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you very much.